Well, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Right now, I'm just going to be drawing Pidgeot for about 30 minutes. I'm not going to get it done. I have a few things I got to do today. Uh, I'm leaving tomorrow, so today I'm just going to try to get a decently drawn Pidgeot that's in a blue undertone with possibly, some details. I'm not quite sure. So I've had a little bit of experience with drawing Pidgeot so far, so um, I've drawn them a couple times already, and so I have a little bit of experience on how I kind of develop uh, the look of my mind translation of a Pidgeot. So I'm basically going to do a little bit different this time. I'm messing around with the hair locks. Probably going to move the head down again. The scale's a little larger than I wanted it to be, so let's shrink that down just for. And I normally don't do a this position, so we're going to try this position where it's more of a frontal view instead of the 3/4 views that you see a lot of Pidgeots in. Uh, don't know why I'm doing it. I just think it might be interesting to see. And I'm not going to do the wings splayed out. I did the wings splayed out a couple times in a row, so I'm just going to kind of have the wings kind of tucked in this one. Yep, sorry if the sound's kind of bad. I'm just using the mic on my tablet. Um, don't know why, mainly because I think it just budget, obviously. Can't ball like everyone else in the world, you know. Really nice, everyone has nice little mics and everything. And maybe in the future, if this starts working out, or I'm able to fit this in my schedule and do this more regularly into my drawing schedule, then I might invest something more. But at the moment, this is going to do. And I got my computer. I'll have access to a better computer in the future. And I'm recording these so that maybe if I need to, I can I'll do like I'll convert them to like speed drawings where I just speed them up to where they're not really finished. You know, speed them up to like 2 minutes. That'd be kind of nice. Nice little addition to have. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to exaggerate these like this hair type thing that he has here. I'm just doing that because I think it's kind of fun. Now that I've kind of established a quick little rundown, I'm going to go on top with a even tighter drawing so I can kind of discern where I want to go. I got to do this really quick. It's amazing how like I'm not necessarily gotten better, but I have improved, and that's all I can really ask for in this type of work. Like my sketching and cartooning has improved quite well. Like I imagine that if I were to do this traditionally, there'd be a lot of improvement because all this stuff kind of translates into all your other fields of work. Just trying to remember what. Okay. And again, if they haven't noticed, I do make the Pokemon a little bit more aggressive than their cartoonish counterparts. I enjoy it. I mean, I kind of think it makes it more interesting to make them more not necessarily menacing, but um, more edgy. And that way, I'm not like just copying the premise. I'm kind of adding my own little flair to the character. You know, I guess everyone kind of does that, of course. My Pidgeot reads less like a Pidgeot and more like a Pidgeow. Which is interesting to see. I'm making the hair. I'm making the bird's hair more dynamic, and I'm thinking I'm giving him um, 5 strands of hair as opposed to 4. Which is I don't mind. I'm having fun kind of manipulating that, playing around with the bird. Maybe when I get have access to my Photoshop, I'll be able to use like a layer mask, an overlay to create color quickly. And that way I can just still keep the drawing in there instead of actually becoming making it more like a digital painting. I think what I'm going to do is actually give him some feathers as opposed to what they normally do. Yeah, let's give him some feathers instead. Like, well, of course they give him feathers, but I always felt that the feathers were kind of generic and jagged. So we're gonna. There we go. So I got about 19 more minutes to wrap this thing up. It's pretty good for quick little sketchy. You know what I admire? I admire those artists that you see right now that can really knock out a sketch super quick. They're just like bam, 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 bam. But then again, maybe they're speeding it up. I don't know. Maybe they're speeding it up and they're kind of providing their commentating, commentating comments. I don't really know. So this is a little bit new. I'm making the I'm making that a little bit more obvious. So my goal is to get better and better and better and better and better and better. So I'm kind of simplifying the the uh, the lines, the drawing. Hmm. Anyways, I kind of stopped for a second. Sorry. Yeah. I don't like how Pidgeot's feet are way too close to resembling chicken feet. You know, it bugs me. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be, but I find it weird. That's just me. I'm gonna try something I never really do. I never really do like a cut. I don't know if the cut's good. It's probably not the cut. It's probably the fact that my feet are off. And this is not helping either. Get back on there. I always have trouble with this. a part of it is I'm drawing them so far away or so close that I can't really see if I'm getting my scales right. And by scales, I mean like my visual scales. And I don't even think this is gonna work. I'm not gonna get to the feet in my 30 minutes. I'm gonna work on the face. Um, and that's close. That's a pretty bad gesture, even for me. But just trying to do what it gets to do. Okay, I think those feet feel slightly better, only slightly. I'm not gonna. I'm not going to dive too deep into it. Just drive myself nuts. I think 2.7 will be good. Although I think it might be a little too heavy, but I'll get better at it. I'll just be very light with my marks here. I don't know if I like 2.6 or 7. There we go. I had it at 2.7 pencil thickness, and just felt really heavy. And now even the 2.6 is feeling heavy. So we're gonna probably go down to 2.5 and see how that works out. Because I feel like I'm laying out more of my ink or pencil mark than I expected. Yeah, I only have 8 minutes left. I think what I'll do is just get the head kind of formed, as I've been saying for the whole time. I kind of know where I'm going to be at in 30 minutes. So it's a good and bad thing. It's a good thing that I know that I'm going to get at a certain spot. It's a bad thing that I know that I'm going to get at a certain spot because you think, oh yeah, I'm going to get so far on this drawing in such a short amount of time. And perhaps I could go a little bit faster, I guess. I could, what I should probably think about doing is drawing, doing the iteration, the tighter version, almost as the first iteration as opposed to the loose version, kind of getting the gestural down, and then doing the lighter, the tight version. So I could probably do both at the same time, almost simultaneously, kind of getting my notes in, you know. Oh boy, I might not even get the head done. I'm gonna race to get my bird's head done. Maybe I should just kind of not do one part at a time. Do Xerox it, kind of go from left to right with my lines. I can feel my tablet overheating as I'm drawing. It is hot as a hot pocket. It's very warm. So one of my goals outside of this maybe is to start doing more live streams of me working in my studio. Get out of there. Maybe that might be a hint to use the French curves as a tool for later drawings. I'm not against that. As I said, I only have we got a hard stop at 30 minutes. Hard stop. That's it, everyone. For those that watched briefly, thanks for participating. That's all I wanted to do. It's just going to be an incomplete drawing.